and we're so focused on that person's issues that we're ignoring our own. I mean, I'm so passionate about this topic that like, just forget the notes. You went and gave them your best Dr. Phil moments, all for what? See, now these glasses look so cute. Guys, I don't know if you guys know this, but blue light glasses are trending now. Blue? I'm so upset. I can't even wear these because you could see my ring light. Oh my god, but it was a vibe. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. What is up? My name is Asha Christina. Very nice to meet you. Welcome to the A-team. Subscribe right now to this channel. Enough. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to see anything other than you pressing subscribe. And on that note, I want you guys to follow me on Instagram. That will be around the screen somewhere up here, maybe down here. Also, before we jump into this video, make sure that you are signed to the A-list, which is my mailing list, guys. You will be the first to know when I'm going live. Like for instance, a couple days ago, I went live. I also had some technical difficulties, and the people that signed up to my mailing list were the first to know all of those things. So please make sure to check the description box below for everything that I mentioned in this video, as well as all my socials. Guys, as you can see from the title, we are going to be talking about potential, okay? All types of it too. So I want to jump right into this topic. Stop dating potential. Enough. We're going to get into the different scenarios, situations, okay, of why you guys need to stop dating potential, because it is everything but okay. Potential means nothing. I've said this in other videos. Potential means nothing. Guys do not date girls based on potential. They date where we are. That is it at the end of the day. Stop dating guys who you believe have a good heart and really have next to nothing to show for it. If you want more or you require more from an individual and they're incapable of giving that to you, what are your options here? Stick around, be bitter and resentful, and then you're on Instagram hating on girls who are living the life that you want to live, and you're really sensitive and defensive about your relationship because you do care about that person, but he's doing nothing for you, and now you're just unhappy. Now we just have a whole situation because everything is coming from your unhappiness in your own life and in your own situation because you decided to stick around because of potential. Let's get ready, let's get ready, let's get ready, hey, let's get ready, let's get ready. Let's get ready, let's get ready, let's get ready. This video is just, it's definitely gonna step on some toes. Some toes. Stop dating the potential rappers, the basketball players, potential CEOs, potential business owners. Stop dating these types of people with all these aspirations that are making zero effort towards them. These are just pipe dreams, if you will. Instead, they want to go post on Instagram every weekend at the top restaurant that they're at and always want to flex on the gram, you know, whatever they're buying, their new Rolex, their new shoes, all this stuff. But what are you doing? And the nerve of him to go sit here and go buy a Rolex and a brand new piece of, like, what are you doing? You're not buying any of that from me. So where are you getting that money from? Make it make sense. The guys that want to party every weekend, they want to go blow $1,200 to, you know, $3 grand on bottles and stunting for the gram, sitting in the corner. These girls are using you just for the Velvet Clicquot. Was that a fun weekend to you? Was that worth it to you? And this, you know, sidebar, what about the girls that meet the guys in the clubs and surprise, shock, he's back in the clubs right where you met him, trying to meet the next girl, seducing her with, I don't know, some Dom Perignon, Velvet Clicquot, 1942, whatever people drink these days, and you're upset about it. Now you're literally fighting over a guy that you know is in this type of setting. You met him in his home where he likes to stunt and play games and play around, and now you're trying to change him. Now I'm not saying it's impossible because sidebar, you know those two twins, Malika and, oh my god, what's your sister's name? Oh my god, Khadijah. Khadijah actually met her husband. I think she said she met him at a club, I believe, so obviously it's not impossible, but her situation is very rare. I mean, this guy literally bought her a condo within 2 months of them dating. Within 6 months of them being together, they were already engaged, and he just like knew, like signed, sealed, delivered. She was his. That's what it was at the end of the day. But for the majority, the vast majority of the world, that is normally not the cliche and not the case. So you have to be mindful also of where you're meeting these people before you start to plan your life around them, and they're doing the same things they did before they met you, and you're like confused oh my God, what is this? And mind boggled by the fact that this is what this individual is doing. Hello, what do you expect to happen? Anyways, so you also have these guys that are potential motivational speakers. I'm telling you, this is a new breed here, ladies, that we're dealing with. A new breed of people. They are literally on Instagram posting, don't wish for it, work for it. Meanwhile, in the comfort of their own couch, belly out, maybe a couple push-ups for the gram, whatever, everything is just for show. You go to this guy's apartment, it's a mess, it's in distress, I'm stressed, dirty, barely furnished, bed, you know, lopsided all types of ways, furniture from like random pieces, like as if he was like strolling the street and like picked up furniture that people left outside of their apartment and just threw it in there because he couldn't afford to get anything else. Enough with these types of people. Like, it sounds funny, but when I tell you guys what I've seen, I mean, it's scary. Like, the things that I've seen are scary, and people are really out there doing things like this, and it's from the people that you would literally never expect to, that are just so uncouth. The way they are living is so uncouth. Like, these guys too, like I remember one time I can't, I'm not even gonna get into it, but it was not well with my soul. No, that, understand this. It was dirty there, shoes everywhere, stale food in the house. I said, wow. I said, no, I gotta go. This is not, I digress. You know, this is a major thing I'm about to talk about right here, okay? Stop dating the guys with the potential to be faithful. Oh, you know, he's just been through a lot in his life, and I know his heart, and I know that he could be better than this, and it's because his last girlfriend really hurt him. That's how I feel about that. Yeah, I don't care. I don't want to hear the war stories. Save it for your book. I don't care. Because it is not our job to, what, nurse them back to their best mental state. I mean, of course, if you're in a relationship with someone, that's not to say don't help them out of, you know, difficult situations, different mindsets. But like, I mean, for goodness sake, what is this? Too Hot to Handle on Netflix? Okay, where you have Sharon, who had serious commitment issues with Rhonda. I mean, and that really threw me for a loop, because I really didn't think Sharon would even change, but he actually was really strong. If you guys watch the show, I'm not really gonna give any spoilers, but the point is, I think a part of the reason why this sort of new breed of shows are coming up to have deeper connections is because the world knows, for the most part, that life is very superficial sometimes. Dating tends to be very superficial. No one wants to take the deep effort and time to be a 100% whole person on their own before they step in and bleed their issues onto someone else and hurt another person, and then that cycle, if that person decides not to heal from that experience, goes and replicates that same hurt on someone else, and then the cycle really just never ends. So I think that the reason why these types of shows work out, like Love is Blind and things like that, is because one, you're isolated, no phone, no social distractions. For a month with people, you're really able to build a very strong, lasting connection with someone when that is the case. So these short experiments that happen to be quite effective are effective for that reason, that you're so isolated, you have nothing but to do than work on yourself. So why is it that most of the time we stick around for potentially faithful guys that maybe not be faithful now, but we know that they have a good heart, they just can't help themselves? Why do we stick around for that? Is it because we don't want to start over and we just feel like, oh, I really just love this person, I really just want to make it work with this person? Or is it because we just genuinely feel like we wish that somebody would take this effort into helping us resolve our own issues, our own flaws and things like that? So we try to become the help for another individual that we need. I mean, it does make psychological sense. But the issue with that is that sometimes when people are not ready for certain things, they will just never be ready. So you end up wasting a lot of your efforts with these people with these unresolved traumas, and here you come, you know, Mrs. Fix-It-All, and it doesn't work in your favor. Aside from the fact you have your own issues that you need to work on that are being put on the back burner because you're trying to keep this person's needs and their desires are at the forefront of your mind. That's why so many of you ask me, Asha, what do? I feel like I just am so lost after this relationship and all that stuff. That's not to make fun, because of course that's gonna happen when you're in a relationship with someone and then you're all of a sudden by yourself and you kind of don't really know where to shift your focus. And the obvious answer is onto yourself, but it's difficult to do that when you've spent a significant amount of time considering both perspectives of you and that individual. So I understand that it's incredibly difficult, but at the end of the day, this is just one of the struggles that you have to go through to grow through and evolve in life in general. It's just one of those things. So I think we need to just keep in mind and keep in the forefront of our mind, enough with potential. Potential will always be potential, and you will only be potentially hurting yourself. That's all that's going to come from this. So many times we are in situations, different scenarios, all of these things, because we assume that this person is going to potentially be the one. And we're making all these decisions on our own. And we're so focused on that person's issues that we're ignoring our own. And then that's why when they leave, you're so emotionally bankrupt. You went and gave them your best Dr. Phil moments. All for what? Like, how do you feel right now? I supported him and I supported his dreams, and I'm the one that paid for him to go to school so that he can get his degree, and now he's gonna take that degree and go pursue someone else in his field. Did you guys see that show on Netflix, I think, called Dear John? I think it's on Netflix. I don't remember the name of the show, but it's basically about a lady who was super successful. She had her own interior designing business, and this goes for all the ladies that are super successful. It's incredibly difficult to date when you are way more established at a younger age than a man is. So you want to date within your age range, and it's incredibly difficult in your 20s because a lot of guys in their 20s are not necessarily going to be millionaires, unless if we're talking about rappers, maybe influencers, people that are CEOs, but even that comes with a whole plethora of issues and a very unstable sort of mindset. You are more likely to settle because of the fact that you feel like your options are very far and few in between. It's like, okay, well, I know I'm making more money than this guy anyways, and I know that he is working towards all these goals. I mean, but really though, is he though? Because it's easy to find guys that are so comfortable in you doing everything and you having everything that you just, you know, you kind of get exploited. Maybe it wasn't necessarily his intention, but you will get exploited. And we as women in general are the more vulnerable species. I'm not arguing with you. We are. Physiologically, anatomically, right? The anatomy of your body, that's what I'm talking about. We are more vulnerable than men because men are stronger physically than women. I'm not arguing with you. So with that being said, being that we are nurturers, we like to fulfill that role and be that support system. But I did see something interesting the other day on Instagram, and it said, why is it that when broke girls are looking to get over their circumstance and seek support from a partner, a man who's supposed to be a provider, they are gold diggers and bums and all these things. But when a girl or a woman is helping a man who is broke, it's looked at as support. Rewind that and replay that. And I thought that was so profound. Why is that the case? It doesn't make any sense to me. If women are nurturers, men are supposed to be the providers, then why is it looked at that way? Any guy that even mentions the word gold digger around me, you're cut off. It's chopped, and it's what? What do they say in the streets now? It's clipped for you. Clipped. It means it's done. I mean, I'm so passionate about this topic that, like, just forget the notes. Forget the notes, because I do not understand for the life of me why we get so trapped and engulfed in resolving other people's issues so much, and then we wonder why we are so confused and distressed when these situations are done. You just spent the last year and a half playing mommy and girlfriend to someone, and they gave you next to nothing but use you as an emotional crutch, sexual crutch, all of these things, all while they're building themselves up, and you are building a man for someone else because you're believing that he's potentially going to do this and that. Let me tell you something, okay? I dated a guy when I was 21 years old. He was at the time 27, and he had all these ideas and inventions that he was gonna create, and I did want to be a supportive girlfriend, so I was like, oh yeah, babe, like, I totally agree with you, like, you're totally gonna do all these great things. And by no means is that what he's doing right now. I don't know what he's doing right now, but I can assure you it is not what he was planning on doing, or whatever the case is. At the time, and I learned from that experience where I was not really, you know, myself. I think as we grow in life, this is what we do. We tend to be our true selves, right? Children are super honest. That's what children are known for. They're known for being super honest and transparent. And that's what they always say, to trust a kid's opinion, because they're just gonna give you the truth. As we grow and try to put on different personalities and try different styles and see what suits us, and we're in that transition of constantly trying to find ourselves, what we tend to do is we pull away from that sort of childlike dynamic in terms of being fearless in how we go about the pursuit of what it is that we want, because we are still trying to figure out if that is exactly what we want. So when you do that, I believe that after a while, if you're on the right track, you tend to realign yourself at some point in your life, hopefully after you're 25, with what it is that fulfilled you the most when you were a child. You start to feel that joy in a more mature way, of course, over the same things that gave you joy when you were younger. For instance, when I was younger, I loved speaking publicly and acting, and also I love helping people and talking to people. I love teaching. I thought that when I was younger, I wanted to be a teacher. I actually used to teach girls in my church. I used to have workbooks for them. It was a legit class that I was teaching. I love to teach. So now that I'm older, I figured out a way to fulfill my teaching as well as still be able to keep my animated personality and still get to help people at the same time. It's like, wow, like who would have thought this is possible? But it is. I say all that to say this, ladies, that you need to reel it in, not let potential be potential. The only potential you need to work on is your own. You need to work on taking that potential, all that energy you're putting into that lame over there, and you need to focus that and redirect that on yourself and reshift your focus, realign yourself with your purpose. And if you were looking for a sign, well, boom, this is it, okay? This is your sign. I want you to get up, I want you to look in the mirror, and I want you to say, I got this, okay? The train has started. It is go time, baby. It is go time. Now dab on that. Hey, hey, hey. That is the end of this video, angels. I hope that you guys have enjoyed it. Potential will always be potential. Do not forget that. All right, and with that being said, do not forget to subscribe to this channel. Do subscribe to this channel. I'm not playing up. I'm gonna say it nicely. I'm not gonna tell you again. I said subscribe to this channel. And while you're at it, I want you to follow me on Instagram. And also sign up to my mailing list. This is all gonna be in the description box below, babe. Do you guys read the description boxes? Aisha, what makeup are you wearing? Aisha, where's your hair from? I put it in the description box. No one wants to read it. People want to hit me up in the comments. You didn't say where you got your hair from, what lip combo you're wearing, all this stuff. And I'm like, guys, I do. I tell you guys where I get everything. Okay, I love you and God loves you, and I'll see you, angels, in my next video. Mwah! Oh. Oops.